Listen to this. 7-minute abs.
Right, yeah, all right, yeah, all right, I see where you're going.
Think about it. You walk into a video store, you see 8-minute abs sitting there, you see 7-minute abs sitting right beside it. Which one are you gonna pick, man?
I would go for the 7-minute abs, yeah.
Bingo, man. Bingo. 7-minute abs. And we guarantee just as good of a workout as the 8-minute, folk.
You guarantee it. How are you gonna do that?
If you're not happy with the first 7 minutes, we'll send you the extra minute free. See, yeah, that's it. That's our motto. That's it from A to B.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. That's good. Unless, of course, somebody comes up with 6-minute abs, then you're kind of screwed, huh?
No, I said 7, not 6, 7. Who works out in 6 minutes? You can't even get your heart up, not even a mouse on a wheel. 7's the key number here.
Right,
7,
right.
man,
Good
7.
point. Good
Think
point.
about it.
Right, good
7-Elevens, 7 doors, 7 chipmunks twirling on a branch, eating lots of sunflowers on my uncle's ranch. You know that old children's tale from the sea? It's like you're dreaming of gorgonzola cheese when it's clearly brie time, baby. Step into my office.
Why?
'Cause you're fired.
All right, I gotta pee.
Wow, there, Coach Sage here with episode number 5 of Saving My Left Glute, or bringing it back, I shall say. And today we're going to go over my 5-minute abs, 5-minute ab routine, because let's be real, we don't spend 8 minutes, or even 7 minutes, or even 6 minutes. It's more like 5 minutes probably. But I'm doing these pelvic floor types of exercises. We're going to talk about different abdominal muscles, as well as trying to stabilize that core area, the hips, the lower back, the glutes, butt muscle basically. I have one butt, but 2 butt cheeks, and stabilizing that hip as well with these exercises. And part of my more elaborate routine that I found has been kind of effective, especially considering it's December 13th now, December 13th, 2020, in this vlog entry, and the weather, it's finally winter here in Boulder, Colorado. It snowed quite a bit the other day, about, well, only 3 inches, but it's kind of this thin layer of ice that got packed down, and out on the Boulder Creek path, the bike paths, they usually plow them pretty well. They're not plowed very well. And it's kind of this thin layer of slippery ice. So it's been really slow running, and we're going to go out today and try to pile on the miles, just basic, easy aerobic based, easy pace miles. And they're very slow miles because it's icy and treacherous out. I'm wearing my Hoka One Speed Goats for the extra traction, and I might put some sheet metal roofing screws in for extra traction because it's so icy. And again, I don't have access to a treadmill. We canceled our gym membership. The gym's kind of closed down because of COVID. Don't have space, obviously, in our studio apartment for a treadmill, unfortunately. So I'm out there in the elements. Maybe you could relate to that, running on the snow and ice. It was like 20 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday when I did my second run in the dark. There's an Instagram story clip there of those conditions. We're gonna go out today. I ate breakfast. I ate my oatmeal, typical oatmeal breakfast. We'll run that clip there. Alright, woke up. Had a typical oatmeal breakfast. Not sure if you can see that. Those are cranberries. Cranberries instead of blueberries. Good antioxidants. Give me some sugar. Got some sugar on there. Of course, a little maple syrup and peanut butter. Always key. Just a little maple syrup today. And, of course, some coffee. Coffee's the lifeblood. And then, yeah, let's get out there. We're going to finish off this week, try to get over 90 miles this week. I'll put that in kilometers there. We'll see what the Strava says after we're done today with a couple runs and doing the core pelvic floor exercises, the 5-minute ab routine in between. But let's get out in the snow. Merch plug, business product plug. Unfortunately, U.S. shipping only, but we are sending out some of our Sage Running hats. You can check out our website for that link. They're discounted price, holiday special. We're shipping them out. Again, though, U.S. domestic only shipping. Sorry, we can't do the international right now.
today is a beautiful sunny day. It's not all cloudy and cold and snowy like it was yesterday. However, traction's a bit slippy. Not good for running fast or trying to run fast. And you know, usually they plow this bike path better. I'm not sure if it's because of COVID era or what. Usually this is better than the roads, but you know, a little icy, slippery, powdery snow. It's a beautiful day out though. Can't complain. A little cold trying to get the miles in, but you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've kind of aggravated my hip flexor a little bit, and slipping on the snow and ice does not help. It does not help your stabilization muscles. You gotta be really careful. Almost went down yesterday night, almost pulled a groin because it's pulling on you. It's pulling on the sides. It's dangerous. It is an injury risk, especially when you're increasing your mileage so much, which I am. So got to be careful with that because it's just trying to stay healthy, not go down, not pull a groin, pull a hip flexor too much. Working on that stabilization because strong core is going to be real key going forward when we can increase the speed training and intensity after we get up over 100 miles a week, which hopefully be next week. And I've been doing a lot of construction on this path actually, so it's kind of made it harder. Some of my favorite routes have been closed down because of this construction, which kind of makes it a bummer as well when you don't have a treadmill. You know, it'd be really nice about now. So gotta bang out these miles though. All right, look at this beautiful view of the mountains. Finish up this first run, get back, have a snack, have some coffee, do some core work and stretches. Get back to the apartment.
All right, back in the apartment. So I just want to note a thing. You see it in my earlier running form videos from earlier this year, even the one I did with Athlete Special, where I'm just running too upright. I don't have enough of a forward lean, but the forward lean, as we always say, has to happen from the ankles. Now, on that note, we're talking about the pelvis position. Talking about having anterior pelvic tilt, too much of an arch in the lower back, right? Kind of sticking your butt out, but too much of an arch, tight hip flexors seems to be my problem, at least on one side. And to correct that, we need to get more into a posterior pelvic tilt. So thrusting the bottom of the pelvis more forward, right? But we don't want to be like this in like what we call a sway back. So I don't want to be too upright like this. I want to still have that forward lean. So the cue I have to think and keep reminding myself, because I make this mistake, is that I'm leaning forward from the ankles, and you simulate this by actually leaning into a wall, right? Now I have that forward lean. Now what needs to happen is that those butt cheeks need to tighten into that posterior pelvic tilt. I need to thrust the bottom of my pelvis forward. The hips kind of go back, but actual hip area is leading forward over the foot as it's pushing off the ground. And that's the idea there. So you have the forward lean, chest is up still, but the pelvis position does matter. And if you arch your lower back, stick your butt out, too much anterior pelvic tilt, it could cause low SI joint pain, low back pain from the tight hip flexors as well. But you're stretching your hip flexors out, flexing the glutes and the hamstrings more like this. And so this is kind of the cue I have to think of when I'm talking about that, because I don't want to be running like this. Looks like I'm just sitting in the saddle, right? All right, so now I'm going to talk about some brief core exercises, type of, I guess we call them pelvic floor exercises, really working the low abs. Is it the transverse abdominal type of area, deep in your lower abs, not just those superficial six-pack, right? We're not doing the 6-minute abs. This is more of a 5-minute routine, but it's actually a series of sets where I'm going to elevate my legs here. I got it about 90 degrees, and then I'm going to focus on keeping my belly button down into the floor, down into the spine, right? So you kind of exhale hard. You could flex your lower abs, try to flatten out that stomach. I should also lean back with my shoulders more relaxed. Then I'm going to get something hard. I could just use my hands between my knees, and I'm going to flex in. So I'm squeezing my adductors, those are adductors, the groin muscles basically, squeezing my knees in together on this hard thing while I'm exhaling. So I'm holding in that position for 5-10 seconds and repeating that about half a dozen times, over and over.
So you can see it in this position here, between the knees, squeezing together, squeezing in, while I'm keeping my stomach flexed and my belly button down. Really working the inner groin, inner thigh, flexing inward. Alright, so after doing some reps of that, I'm still in the same position here. Neutral spine on the floor. Knees are going to be up. This time I'm going to wrap my fake leather belt around my knees, and I'm going to try to push them apart. So pushing my knees outward using kind of, I guess, more of the abductors, right? Pushing outwards with my thighs. So let's get the belt around there, show you how that's done. Flexing for 5 to 10 seconds at a time, and then repeating that at least half a dozen times. Again, flexing that lower ab, trying to flatten the lower abs, then flexing the knees outward.
And a quick little pick-me-up snack before my afternoon coffee, or during my afternoon coffee, because I like something sweet with my coffee. Made some oatmeal cookies. We'll see how these turned out. Loving it vegan. Alright, so I know it's dark and cold out there now, so gotta muster up the energy for my second run, my night run. And I know that snow melt is going to be all frozen over and glazed over with ice now, so extreme traction is required. We're going to put in these sheet metal, or these roofing screws, I guess. I think they're like 3/8 inch, but they have a hex head. Hex head because it digs in. So I actually put this in with the sharp end pointing down, but the hokas are thick enough that they don't poke you through as long as you put them in a strategic place. So Vibram rubber outsole, great lugs, but to really catch that ice, instead of wearing yak tracks or something like that, we're just going to drill these in. I'm going to pilot hole them in first, mainly in the forefoot here, in the thick areas, like I said, and we'll probably do like 6 or 8 around the perimeter, kind of like that. So let's put them in. Let's go for a run. Alright, so I'm actually hand screwing these in, and I'm going to put some in the heel as well, because you don't want to slip backwards, right? Alright, so there we go. I didn't put that many in really. And this is an old pair of Speed Goats. These will ruin your shoes, by the way. Your drilling holes, not really the best. There's a risk you could get poked again. And obviously on dry pavement, these clatter a lot and are not really good. So definitely beware. Alright, so going out for my night run now. Get my shoes ready. Gonna try to get in at least 5 miles, probably about 8K. Out in the ice, try not to go down. Dicey, a little treacherous. All right, just got back. It's pretty cold out there. 4.93 miles. It's about 8K. It's a little short, but close enough to 5 miles. Finishing off that 90+ mile week. I'll put that kilometers there. And yeah, cold and treacherous out there. Good idea with having some metal traction. I mean, these are extreme conditions. There's some days here, and I've learned this over the years from 5 winters in upstate New York and 3 winters in Michigan. Done a little winter running myself. Sometimes you're faster in snowshoes. Sometimes you're faster with skis on, even on these paths. And yeah, you know, on the trails we wear like the Catula ice spikes, which are like these big metal triangles that really dig in and stick out. But yeah, didn't go down, staying healthy, just trying to get back. And it's hard because I'm worried about falling and hurting myself or straining my hip flexor or groin. And so I'm running at least a minute per mile slower than I normally would be at an easy run. And speed work's out of the question, basically, because it's like an ice skating rink out there and all the paved parts around Boulder. It doesn't get much worse than this, actually. It's usually much better when the sun's out and things melt. But looking forward to trying to get on a treadmill pretty soon, hopefully in the future, and doing some actual speed work. But it's okay because we're ramping up the mileage, time on feet. The heart rate is pretty low on these runs. You can see the STRAVA data there. But yeah, stride rate's pretty low. But it's a slower pace for me, and I'm trying not to fall. So got to make some dinner tonight. We're gonna have some tofu and veggies. Let's get that started, and then for dessert, more oatmeal cookies.
All right, there's dinner. And I believe in the last episode, we had this exact same thing. So veggies, and of course the tahini sauce and the hot sauce is always key for this meal on rice, and my tortilla, carb up.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of Saving My Left Glute. Ooh, I got out of focus there. Sure to subscribe on here for more of these types of videos. There'll be more informative training talks, vlogs, running related content, any service, any distance, you know us. Again, check out our sale at sagerunning.com for our hats. I plugged that earlier. It's US shipping only, but it is for sale there. Check out the link in the description below, as well as all our discount product plugs, sponsor plugs, I should say, discount codes in the links or description below. Also, thanks to the Patreon supporters for making this channel possible. Title sponsor, Hoka One One, keeping the dream alive. You Patreon supporters, again, almost 200,000 subscribers. We got some big prize giveaways when we hit that mark. Probably be coming up pretty soon here. So thanks for your support. Hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for more via 2Max Productions.